All chats are visible. All right, let's go to the neighborhood of make-believe. It's time for the trolley. Let's see, reach into my bag of tricks. I'm wearing my, there we go, my nice warm hat on I think it's about 40 degrees today. 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I know I said 4 o'clock, but there are those of you who are available earlier. It is the 13th of December. Here we go. There's a kitty cat on the prowl. There's an orange cat today. We have different color cats. We have different color cats here. They are feral cats that just kind of hang out. I'm running out of holes. Kill, Shaggy, kill! Kill! Hey, that's better. What's the difference between an onion and a bagpipe? No one ever cries when you chop up a bagpipe. That's what I heard. Hopefully I'll get some joiners today. Today is Wednesday. do hope I get some people today. I do hope. I can stand this flute. The flute is standing. That way it keeps the mouthpiece from getting dirty. I don't want my mouthpiece to get dirty. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mommy. She's got a Christmas sweater on today. She has at least 2 Christmas sweaters that I know of. And a sweater and a vest, a Christmas vest that she picked up from the thrift store. Vests are kind of nice. They keep your core temperature from getting too low. So we are 6 minutes in. It'll give people a chance to realize that I'm having a live stream, that I am streaming. All they have to do is step into my stream. That's all. Just step into my stream. Come on in. The water's fine. Calming. It's so calming. I saw a lady today, a very old woman, who was she was moving along with her walker. She had a walker, and she was taking her little chihuahua out for a poop, I think, or a walk, and her neck was bent forward, very far forward, and from behind it looked like she had no head. And it was just, it was an interesting illusion that I saw, because all I saw was a woman's back and no head. The rest of her body was there. Then I realized that her neck was at a 90-degree angle. So yes, from behind it looked like she had no head. And I really wish I had my camera to capture that. And I felt sad for her, because I know elderly women seem to live the longest. I see this more times, that women seem to live the longest, and they always are alone in their home. And my mother and a couple of other ladies, my mother is 75, my mother and a couple of other ladies get together, like today, when she and two of her friends got together today for lunch. And I think that's so good, so wonderful, because it's crazy how everybody has to go to work. There's no one to be with that woman who is so far in years, and it just it's just a phenomenon. It's a crazy thing that goes on. You know, women live longer, and they more times than not, they are just by themselves in that place they live, whether it's a trailer, an apartment, or a house, and occasionally someone comes by to clean up, to tidy up their apartment, their dwelling. But other than that, it's they're just all alone. And the only time people come to visit is when they die, when they pass away. That's when all the relatives seem to show up. And so if you know of an old woman or even an old man, sometimes old men live long. There was an old man that I knew of. He lived by himself. He was very old. He lived by himself in his apartment. And he would come out and talk because I know nobody ever hardly visited him except for one woman upstairs from him. I think she was a nurse. She would come down to visit with him. So I guess we can do what we can to keep our elderly company. Keep them to where they're not all by themselves. Because if they fall, if they cut themselves, hurt themselves, or they could be trying to lift something and they won't be able to. They could try, and it's just their safety. If you know an old person, see if you could check up on them once in a while. Knock on their door, call them up, just ask them how they're doing. There's this old woman that I'd walk by her house. I'd walk in front of her apartment, and she would always call my name as I was walking, because I know she was sitting across from her window, and she would, as I walked by her window in front of her door, uh, that's when she would see me, and she would just come to the end of the ramp that she had, and we'd chat for a while. Of course, I had to be working. I couldn't stop and sit with her. Sometimes she would put in a work order, and when I put it, she'd, something needed to be done in her apartment, and or something she wanted me to look at, and she would invite me to sit with her. I'd sit with her for as long as I could, because I had to get back to work. I had like 55 units, 55 apartments that I had to take care of. Sometimes it was 55 to 77 units, I think. And so I was a busy guy. But man, that little bit of time where I sat with her in her apartment, it's like that's probably the only company she got. And it probably brightened her day. It probably made her day that I would come in and sit with her. She had an extra chair, and her apartment was kept very, very neat and tidy. And I was the only one there. I would go by her window, and she'd say, "Ed." She was an old lady from Alabama, Flaude. Her name was Flaude. She was like, I think, 90 years old. She was pushing 90. She was just a very short old woman. I'd hear her yell, "Ed! Ed!" That's when I'd come to the end of her ramp, and talk with her for a little while about nothing in particular. And I remember she had this white hat on, kind of like this one. It was a white hat, stocking cap. She'd put on that hat and get in her old car and go places. But it's like, it's all about that, especially during the Christmas time. If someone yells out your name and they're an old lady, they probably really want some conversation. That's kind of what I'm here for. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, they come home from work and they're coming home alone. They're coming home to an empty house. You know, it's empty of other people. It's just them in that house. So I kind of think about that from time to time. You know, if I can just be here one time every day, it'll give them something to look forward to, somebody they could chat with for just a little while, you know, or a few people to chat with. Weekdays, it seems like there's not a lot of people to chat with because of the, you know, they're working. But then on the weekends, you know, Saturday and Sunday, that's when I seem to get more people. It's not quite 4 o'clock yet. I know I scheduled this for 4 o'clock, but I think now it's time to cheer up. I think I left my jaw harp in the house. I think I did. Yep. I took my jaw harp out and set it on the table, and now it's not in my bag of tricks. But I do have my harmonica. I do have my flute. So what I can do is wait for someone who is chatting with me, and that'll give me a moment to run in and get the jaw harp if it's requested. So I guess now we're in the neighborhood of make-believe. Somewhere in the neighborhood of make-believe. And I hope you enjoy my, what is it, the jokes. I've been putting up new jokes. Some of them I make up myself. Some of them I just remember from a long time ago. Or some I hear just recently, you know, the jokes. I'm also doing a series called Antonio. A guy asks Antonio questions, and he answers honestly. So I call that series Antonio. Antonio, what do you think of the man at the toll booth? The man at the toll booth is a cockroach, you know, or it's kind of like that, you know, give them a Latin, kind of an Italy accent. Antonio, what do you think of the girl at the pizzeria? I think she is beautiful. Or I'll think of things to ask Antonio. Maybe I can do it on my live streams, you know, do a segment called Ask Antonio that I can turn into Antonio. I might have to get like a fake mustache and just have his accent, you know, get his Latin Italian accent, and then we can ask Antonio different questions, or just some funny, you know, something funny, as long as it's funny. I know two of my attendees to my streams are going to college. I believe they're both from Canada. Yeah. One of them is from Denmark. One of them is from, a couple are from the UK. A couple of them are from, one is from Nevada. And it's like, we all kind of chill together. We have our moments of sanity. You say that ingenious and insanity are very much alike. So we can express our insane genius, I could reminisce about times I've gone to Six Flags, times I've gone to Universal Studios. One really good show at Universal Studios is Waterworld. They put on a Waterworld show in, where was it? Yeah, Universal Studios. They had a show called Waterworld. It was like a reenactment of the movie Waterworld. Waterworld with Dennis Hopper. And who was that guy? He was in Field of Dreams. I'm trying to remember that guy's name. Kevin Costner. Yeah, Kevin Costner. And Dennis Hopper, who was also in Apocalypse Now. Dennis Hopper was an interesting character, interesting actor to watch. He had his own style, his own sense of humor. Kind of like Bruce Campbell. Also, the guy, who was his name? What was his name? His name was Robert Englund. Robert Englund was the guy who played Freddy Krueger. We are having a gathering across the street. What's up, dude? How nice of you to join us. Me, myself, and I right now. Now we have another dude, Gerflungus. I'm doing okay. I'm sitting out here in this turkey hunting weather. I think it's also like deer hunting weather. So just talking about Universal Studios and old women. Somebody else is trying to... There we go. Now we've got the screen all to ourselves. So yeah, just things I'm working with now to better my life. Hopefully those things that happen will be more stable. That's all right. I'm glad you're here. I know a lot of people have. This is a holiday. Everybody's trying to shake off work, or at least spend time with family members, you know. That's what I'll be doing, spending time with members. When we're not going to, what's up, dude? So we got our friend from Nevada. And bad quality, where are you from? Trying to get a mental brain bank of where people are from. Some people are from Denmark, some people are from like... Oh, you're just tuning in to check up on me. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. It makes me feel good that everybody is that's coming to my live streams. Hopefully busy won't devour you. I don't like it when I'm devoured by business or busyness. Sometimes these things hit you all at one time. I remember one of my bosses would say, "Can I just have a minute?" Because I always come to her with things that I needed done. She goes, "Can I just have a minute? You know, just to sit down." I guess the more important you are, the more busy you are. People are always coming to you with their problems, or coming to you with, especially if you got kids. You're really important if you have kids, because those kids depend on you for everything. Their medical care. I wish I had a daddy. Okay, well that's biz. I was just talking about that. Sometimes your siblings need to be watched. That's right. Because it seems like the elderly... Oh, okay. Hamas? What? I'll have to find out what that flag is. I know that's the Israeli flag. So I guess we've got Israel and Hamas, and we've got Russia and Ukraine. I wonder who's next. Who's next to be battling one another? Seems like that's popping up a lot lately. If it's not a shooting, it's a battle between countries. But you know what? It's nothing new. Ever since I was a kid, there was Oh, I'm not retired. I'm going through some situations right now. We're determining if I'm disabled. So once they determine, oh, please don't. I'm hearing about so many wars. It's crazy. They say the planet Mars, you know, the planet Mars might be circling. There was one time when Mars was closer than it's been. They say these. I'm into like astrology, you know, and we could really use a break from Mars. It seems like that's how you fee. Well, there's Arthur. There's X Trigger. There's Bad Quality. So we have a party here now. So I guess my brother just got off work. It's 4 o'clock. I'm getting some texts from him. Syrian civil war. Oh wow. Yemen, Yemen civil war. Wow. Imagine the timing. You know, the timing of all this. It's like, why did they? Feeling I met that. It is strange. You know, it's like we had our civil war, but we have only had one civil war, the U.S. And then North Korea and South Korea had their civil war. Vietnam, it was North and South Vietnam. It's always the North and South. The North and South just can't seem to get along. Oh, we're doing fine. We are doing great. I had lunch today, I think, or breakfast. Breakfast was good because I cooked it myself. So I'm just waiting for the fish dinner, you know. So we've got Arthur, we've got X Trigger, we've got the newest guy in the bunch, which is Bad Quality, going strong. Gerflungus. I'm learning how to say Gerflungus. I'm asking my mother to say Gerflungus. It's funny. It's like you can't say that word without laughing. Mom, say Gerflungus. Gerflungus. So I put up quite a few new shorts today. Gerflungus. So what I want to try to do is, I like seafood. Today I'm having seafood. Land food is good because I like ham, turkey, chicken, beef. Last night it was Tuesday, so we had tacos yesterday, which is mostly beef. Beef with a great seasoning. I always recommend McCormick seasoning. McCormick. I always get the low sodium seasoning. It tastes really good. I want to try it other ways. Tonight I think I'm going to use pita bread. We got some pita bread we haven't used yet. This morning I had an English muffin. English muffins are pretty good. I like to have them right when they're hot. Put peanut butter on them. That melted peanut butter really tastes good. Melted peanut butter. Honey and the like. Honey tastes pretty good. Then there's chocolate syrup. Chocolate syrup. My mom went to the store and bought a huge container of chocolate syrup. It's good on ice cream. It's good in milk. It's good to just pour it into your mouth. Some people take whipped cream. They take whipped cream and they just go, you know, or Cheese Whiz. That's what I miss is Cheese Whiz. Get the Cheese Whiz and the, what is that, Ritz crackers. Ritz crackers and Cheese Whiz. I've got to take a Cheese Whiz. So now we got two people. I'm going to quit looking at that, you know. As long as I got somebody to chat with, I don't care. You're in Canada right now, and, oh, with your dad. Took syrup for me. Cool. So you get around, don't you? You're like, You said that you're in Nevada, so now you're in Canada. What's funny how Canadian bacon, Tom Green was saying, this is ham. You guys call it Canadian bacon, but it's ham. Hey, Merry Christmas. We got somebody who walks by here every day around this time. I guess she gets off school right around 3 o'clock. So here it is, 4 o'clock, and we got one person. Looks like one person. Oh, I promised I wouldn't do that. So we are now in the neighborhood of make-believe, where we suspend disbelief. I can just sit here. So it looks like the gang is here. We've got the gang. It is, it's Wednesday, so I guess people are getting off work or they're having a break from their college classes. Oh, you were born in Canada. Okay. Well, Texas, then Nevada. Okay. Finally rested in California. Wow. You're kind of like I was. When I was young, I was a military brat. My dad was in the Marine Corps, so we had to move around quite a bit. We had to go from station to station. So yeah, I remember the first place I lived was in Georgia, then North Carolina, and then Alabama. I stayed in Alabama for a while. And then from Alabama, we went to Hawaii. Hawaii is, I think it's the 50th state, or the 49th state, because I think the 50th state is Alaska. Oh, yeah, somebody was mentioning that. Well, thank you for telling me. It's always sad when people don't tell me they're going to go. But yeah, how nice of you to say. I give you license to depart. I release you. Like that Zach Galifianakis. He was in Dinner for Schmucks. I gotta watch that movie again. I like Dinner for Schmucks. Your mind, my puppet. It does, my God. It's a little after 4 here. Time flies when you're having fun, hopefully. Hopefully you're having fun. I was realizing that today, it seems like a second ago, I was celebrating Christmas. I was celebrating Christmas with my brothers in not Taylorsville. They're in Kathleen, Georgia. So Kathleen, Georgia was where we were last year. And I was looking at my pocket knife. This was a Christmas gift from last year. It was held aside like a Secret Santa thing. And I know, good Lord. It's like yesterday, it was the 70s. I was playing with G.I. Joes with the kid across the street. And then I was graduating from high school. And then after high school, I worked all my different jobs. My career for a while was maintenance guy. I was a maintenance technician. And it's all fun and games until you have a heart attack. It's like, uh-oh. So it's like, so you're born in 85. That's around the time Breakfast Club came out, the movie Breakfast Club. I was in high school in 1985. Yeah. Don't you forget about me when you walk on by, when you call my name. La 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 la, la 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 la. That song was playing in our halls, you know. I think that was one of our songs. When you call my name. 20 years. Yes, 20 years. I'm old enough to be your dad. I always look at people, it's like, I'm old enough to be your dad. I can't hit on you. I'm old enough to be your dad. But then girls have daddy issues. So when I'm at the coffee shop, who the hell is... Oh, Gerflungus is something we say. Your dad is 58. Okay. So he's kind of like my generation. Talking about my generation. Parlez-vous ma generation. Talking about my generation. So now, yes, Gerflungus is what we say. Gerflungus. It's like an umbrella thing. My God. Oh, 87. Wow. Yeah, my mother is she turned 75. So yeah, gravity is hard on the body, I've noticed. The older you get, the harder it is to move around. Just trying to stand up. Damn. I notice you're a new one. You're Thomas or Tomas. So we got some new people here. Your dad is 47. Wow. So he's like 82. Oh yeah, 82 years old. That seems to be the life expectancy, around 80. Yeah. Some people make it to their 80s. And it's like, and it depends on your health too. You know, sometimes things are genetic. You know, you're genetically designed to have, you know, what's weird about Huntington's disease, it skips people. You know, some things skip people, like Alzheimer's. I know, 100 years old. And then you hear about people in the Bible who live like 400 years old. It's like, man, I wouldn't mind if I was immortal. You know, if I never changed, if my vision was always the same, if I could hear and see, I would love to be able to just keep living. But then you'd have to watch all the people die, the people around you. You know, you have to watch everybody age and everybody. And then people are pissed at you because you haven't aged. It's like, what's up with you? How come you haven't aged? It's like, well, I found the fountain of youth. There's so many people that like that, you know. There's some people that have, you ever seen that woman? I forget her name already. She was a lady who, she looked like she was 6 years old. She is 75. She just turned 75 last month. So, yeah. And I'm 55, so it's like, she's old enough to be my mom. Wow, 99? Who's 99? 99? 99 is like, wow, I can't imagine somebody being 99. Some people live to be 100. In China, I hear about, holy cow, 99, yeah. That's what I was telling my brother one time. I said, all I have to look forward to now is to getting old. All I have to look forward to now is getting older. But then just have a blast while you're doing it, you know. Who was that? Bon Scott. Bon Scott was the lead singer of AC/DC. I think he had a T-shirt that said, "I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time." I think that's a good philosophy. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Or they say, live fast, die young, and leave a good-looking corpse. It's like, wow, yeah. Because some people have to wear Depends. Some people have to have help getting to the bathroom. And it's like, if you die young, you don't have to worry about that. It's just, hey, I got off easy. I don't have to worry about diarrhea. I don't have to worry about, you know, needing a ramp. Some people, they start out with steps going up to their house. And the older they get a ramp. They get a ramp because that's the only way they can get into their house. And it's like, wow, you get off easy if you die young. But then there's all these cancer patients. You know, so many people that I knew and cared about, you know, they get cancer. What's funny is it's always comedians. You know, like who is that guy? There was Andy Kaufman. Yeah, hey yeah. What was that? Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald. He died of cancer, and he didn't want anyone to know that. You know, who else? Yeah, Andy Kaufman. Seems like people who are funny. You know, they get cancer. A lot of actors too. That's okay. Thank you for stopping by. Be sure to watch my shorts. I'll be making a lot of shorts and new new live streams at least once a day, I think, if I can keep it up. Because I'm getting encouragement from people to keep up the good work, so I'll have to do that. You guys are my boss, you know. If I get approval from my bosses, you know, I'll be able to keep it up and have keep everybody laughing, give somebody something to look forward to. Just like Happy Days when I was growing up, or The Bionic Man. I remember watching The $6 Million Man or Incredible Hulk. That was something to look forward to. Nowadays, times are a-changing. In my day, you couldn't talk to celebrities. You know, you couldn't talk to people, you know, that you're watching on television. Nowadays, it's a breeze, you know. It's an everyday thing now. I wonder what would happen if, like, Taylor Swift did some live streams. Who's that? Taylor Swift and Louis C.K. I know Tasha's doing, he's just started his YouTube channel. You know what? Neither does Matt and Trey. Remember Matt and Trey from South Park? They were making fun of celebrities and Team America World Police. You know, they were talking about how they're so, I guess, difficult to work with, or. But then again, it's like there's some good celebrities, and then there's the ones that are kind of tough to work with. The one I keep hearing about is Ellen DeGeneres. You know, she seems to be a nice girl on, you know, when she does her show, but then backstage, I guess she's really mean. I've heard it from so many people. And it's like, wow, that must be, that's like either it's a bad rap or it's true. If enough people say the same thing, you gotta wonder, you know. Yeah, they say never meet your heroes, because sometimes I'll see like somebody on TV and I go, wow, that'd be a cool guy to hang out with, or I don't really like to meet her. And then once you meet them, it's like they get that look in their eye, like they really don't want to talk to you. I used to see comedians in California. I saw like Kevin Nealon, Chris Kattan, and Tom Green one time. I met Tom Green. He was a good guy. I got to see him backstage. He was at Tommy T's. There was a comedy club in California called Tommy T's. I remember I had to drive a long way to get to there, and I watched him do a stand-up bit, and then after that he was selling T-shirts, and he autographed the T-shirt, and it's like what's sad about T-shirts is they wear out after a while. You know, it's not something eternal. You know, it's like, wow, I had a T-shirt signed by Tom Green. Another one was Lou Ferrigno. I saw him. I keep saying that because I saw him at a comic book signing. So yeah, go to California if you want to see celebrities. Oh, Shaquille O'Neal. He's a big guy, and so was Andre the Giant. Okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think he's 6'2", and he made Arnold Schwarzenegger look like an Oompa Loompa, you know, or like a little, you know, leprechaun. That's amazing how big Andre the Giant was. He was in, what was that movie, Princess Bride? He played a giant in Princess Bride. He was a wrestler, too. It's almost like he could just pick you up and throw you out of the ring. It was weird, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger was standing next to Andre the Giant, and Arnold looked like he was a G.I. Joe. That's it's amazing when you see like a scale, you know, you see a fish. Yeah, Darth Vader also, he was a pretty tall guy. Chewbacca was even taller, the guy who played Chewbacca. Oh, the guy who played Darth Vader was also in Clockwork Orange. If you ever watch Clockwork Orange, he's the guy who picks up the crippled guy, the guy that little Alex had paralyzed. The guy who's picking up the crippled guy, he's He's the guy who played Darth Vader. He was a bodybuilder. It was like, man, that's a pretty tall guy. Like you see Princess Leia and she's about this tall, and Darth Vader is about this tall, and then he's picking people up. I guess they gave him the Force choke later on, because you don't see him use the Force choke until Empire Strikes Back. It's like, because in the first, the New Hope, he's picking up that guy and holding him until he dies, or until he passes out or whatever. But then in Empire Strikes Back, that's when he just chokes somebody from a distance. That's pretty hardcore, you know. Your boss gets upset with you and all of a sudden... Yeah, that's amazing. Like 7 feet tall. Yeah, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was going to play Incredible Hulk. And I guess Lou Ferrigno got picked. But yeah, Hulk Hogan, I heard that he stayed at a hotel that I worked at. I was at the Ramada Inn, and I heard Hulk Hogan had stayed at that hotel. Yeah, could you imagine 7 feet tall? That's like most doorways, you know. Most doorways are like at least, I think, 7 feet. I think there's a standard for how tall a doorway is. And then getting into the house and standing up inside the house, you have to kind of... There was a guy my mother knew who would come to visit her, and he had to bend down, you know, so that he could... If he stood up in the house, he'd have to bend down. So it's like... that must be very uncomfortable, having to bend down. Let me see if my power is on. Yeah, it's on. I notice I'm getting a little delay. There we go. We're back. It's almost like being in the space shuttle. When you're talking to somebody in the space shuttle, they have that like choppy look. So it looks like we got 5 people today. And today's Wednesday. I'm looking forward to Friday, or no, Saturday. Saturday is when I started a little earlier, I think, around 3 o'clock. I'll have to look at when I scheduled it. It's always easier to schedule ahead of time because then you don't have to do all that editing. You just hit a button and start your streaming. Streaming. So I trust everyone is having a good holiday. I've heard Hanukkah has already started. Christmas, we're waiting for Christmas. In Denmark, they celebrate Christmas on the 24th. So it's like they're ahead of us. In Denmark, they celebrate Christmas on the 24th. I didn't know that till just recently. I thought it was just across the board. What's cool is on New Year's Eve, you can hear when it's New Year's across the world, you know. Right now in London, it's New Year's. Right now in Australia, it's New Year's. In New York, they have that ball that we wait to drop. I guess I'm okay with the height I am, unless there's a chandelier. I'm always bumping my heads on chandeliers. Chandeliers and ceiling fans. I got to watch out for chandeliers and ceiling fans. I can almost get scalped by a ceiling fan. Those things spin fast. Some of them have 5 blades, some of them have 4 blades. But man, when that ceiling fan is set on high, you could just, oh man, you could get a big cut on your head. But chandeliers, it's like, especially over a table, when I reach over to get something on the table, the chandelier hits me in the head. Sometimes there's benefits, you know. Like for me, I can reach things that are high. 6'5", wow. So that's even more danger of being bumped in the head by a chandelier or anything hanging. I remember one time, or branches. Holy cow, branches. Because there's a blind spot right. If you like right here and above is a blind spot. So like in the middle of your forehead up, so if there is a branch that's this high, I'm going to hit it if I'm not careful. I have to kind of look like, use my oval vision or whatever so that I don't bump into stuff. But man, I remember I got clocked one time by a branch because it was a Friday afternoon and it was time for me to go home, and my boss gave me a whole lot of notices to put on all the doors, and I took off and the branch just bash. Somebody saw me do it too. I felt like I was in Jackass. You know, boy, those branches, and then you got to worry about concussion or needing stitches on your head. Like, oh my, it's a lot of fun being tall. You could get that cereal box at the top shelf, but then if you need something lower, you got to get on your knees. It's always, somebody who's not as tall, just ask them to, hey, could you get that for me? Because then I have to kneel down. They could just reach down, people who are shorter. The hardest part of life is not knowing what to do. That's always been my hardest part. The hardest part of my life is not knowing what to do. I'm in a situation, and I always like it when, okay, if you get a bill, you pay it. If you're hungry, fix dinner. If you're out of food, go to the grocery store. But when you're in a situation where it's like, I'm hungry, but I'm almost out of food. Yes, yeah, because kids, they have a mind of their own, and it's like getting them up in the morning and feeding them and then sending them off to school and hoping that they don't get hurt at school, because they could be playing on the playground, they could be on the gym equipment or whatever. They could fall and break something. And then it's like, okay, I got to stop what I'm doing, go to school, and pick them up and take them to the hospital. Or what if your kid is a sociopath? I know it's a miracle. It's a miracle sometimes. It's like, because we would sneak knives out, because we would have pocket knives, butcher knives. We take them outside so we can cut things, so we can make bows and arrows and all that. And sometimes, one time my brother cut himself, and he had to be taken to the hospital. And it's like, yeah, your kids can hurt themselves, and or sometimes you're up with them because they're sick. They have like a cold, they have a fever, or they're puking all night, and then you're worried, are they going to pull through? Are they going to be okay? I know during the Depression, some of their kids, during the Great Depression, they were selling their children so they could pay their rent. And there was actually even a picture of that. I know, and it's like trying to keep warm, trying to keep clothed, and bathing properly, you know, and all the shit jobs you have to do, because some guy might want you to rake his yard, some guy might want you to mow his lawn, or some guy wants you to help him move, and it's like you're doing all that work for like $5. Because back then, I guess $5 was a lot. Now it's like $5 can hardly get you a Happy Meal. What's $5 anymore? Not really, not nowadays. Unless I was insured. If I knew I was insured, I'd probably take the chance. But then again, every year you have to get insurance for that year. You can't just assume everything goes to plan. You have to make sure you're making enough, and then you have to, whatever bracket you're in, whatever income bracket you're in, I guess that's how they decide whether or not you have insurance. It's tough just being me, and it's crazy. I lose sleep sometimes, or I feel stressed because, just getting the basic stuff. Hell no. I know. And they keep talking about overpopulation. Yeah, especially in Germany, because that's when World War II was starting to gain momentum. Because we didn't really go into war until 1941. We were trying to stay out because we just finished World War One, and we were trying to recover from World War One. We didn't want to enter into another war, and then it was like Winston Churchill came and said, "Hey, if you don't help us stop them, they're going to be they're going to be attacking you." So we went into the Western Front or the Western Theater to stop the Germans from coming. Because they were struggling. Great Britain was struggling with the German attacks. The Germans were just bombing the hell out of Britain. They had to get into bunkers. I know, yes. And it's crazy. You're sometimes jeopardizing your mental health, you know, because then there's like gigolos, prostitutes, there's people who, have to do horrible things just to get money, just so they can eat their next meal. And then you see people with violins, or, you know, they're out there, they're standing still until somebody gives them money, and then they do a little dance. It's like, man, could you imagine? I used to see that a lot in San Francisco. Yeah, 20 bucks. I know. Yeah. And it's hard to think about it because it's like some people, they get paid by the hour. I remember when I was just making $6 an hour, and that was back in the 90s, and that was just enough to pay my rent, paying the rent, and then paying my electric bill, my gas bill, my phone bill, because man, and I didn't have a car, which was a blessing, because a car, it's like I would have had to pay insurance, I would have had to pay for repairs on the car, and it's just a miracle that any of us make it. Yeah, $10 an hour, and then what's your rent? Somebody, if I was hiring somebody, it would be like, okay, how much is your rent? How much is your gas? How much is your electric or your electricity? How much is your car payment? Because some people, they don't just go to a used car lot and buy the car outright. They go to like a dealer, and then you're paying dock fees, you're paying taxes, you're paying interest. You're you're not just paying for the car, you're paying for all that other tagged on shit that just could break a guy. And it's like, I remember I was so glad when I paid off my first car. It was because there was a glitch in my insurance. My insurance had owed me some money. My car insurance company owed me some money, so I used that money that they gave me to pay off my car, and it was like it was such a blessing. Yeah, you know what? That's the best way to go. You know, it's like if you own a car outright, then you could put all that money into the repairs. You can. Hi there. We have a new person. We're talking about things. We're talking about would you like to have kids? What's cool about kids is like if they belong to somebody else, they're such a joy to be around. And then when their parents come to pick them up, it's like, oh wow, how great! I love kids. As long as their parents come to pick them up. Louis C.K. was talking about that. He was saying, I get to say goodbye to these kids, because he had like joint custody of his two daughters, and it was so nice when his wife came to pick up the kids and take them away. He goes, I get to relax now. And also, like he talked about that vacation, you know, when he gets out of the car to walk around the back of the car, that little vacation he gets before he gets back into the vehicle to take his kids somewhere. And I agree with that. It's like that's why people hired nannies. The nannies. You could just leave them with the nannies. The nanny would just take care of your kids while you're trying to get your shit done. you know. So I think that's a good idea. If you could afford a nanny, you know, just say, here you go, take the kids. I'm going to get on the phone and I'm going to make those calls. I'm going to get my laptop and answer my emails. And it's like, bye, Dad. Bye. I'll see you later. Oh, it's this. It's a 10-year-old car, and I bought it off of a used car lot. And again, if you don't owe a car payment, that's a blessing because then that money that you're paying for the car payment can go into, you know, like, because I new tires. It's like it's $104 a tire, and that's the low end. The, sorry, sorry about that. It's the low end tires. You know, it's like if you want really good tires, you kind of have to save up. So imagine that, like every few years you have to get new tires, and then oil changes. Nice ring. Yeah, this is my eBay ring. I got this on eBay. It's got some magical abilities. I remember the Burger King a long time ago. Whenever the Burger King would twist his ring, everybody would appear at Burger King. I wonder what happened to the Burger King. I remember the Burger King was real popular. He was just a guy dressed as a king, and then later on he had this huge plastic head. Oh, you did? You met? Oh, the ring tone. Okay, I'm sorry. The ringtone. It sounds like Seinfeld or something. Thank you. I recommend that. Get yourself a cheap ring. Just a cheap ring that looks good, and it kind of peps me up a little bit. Makes me feel like I'm a special royalty or something. I remember a show called Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. The king had a bunch of rings on his finger. Yeah, that's what I could do. Have my ringtone be my intro. I have to figure out how you can do that. It would be nice if for live streams you can add intros, you know. Hey everybody, it's time. Hey everybody, it's time. It's time to ring the bell or something like that. So, what else? This looks like it's going to be a pretty cold night. I can see the clouds rolling in. Some nights it was really windy. Okay, I'll have to look into that. I just recently learned how to turn on a pre-scheduled live stream. I hope nobody complains about how loud I am. I've noticed when people walk by, they're looking over at me. It's like, dude, this is supposed to be a quiet place. But you know what? It's not 9 o'clock. I remember it was at least 9 o'clock. You could be loud until 9 o'clock. And then you had to quiet down. Maybe I'll start attracting attention. I'll have the news van pull up. This guy, he's in between buildings and he's yelling and screaming, playing harmonica. He thinks he's an entertainer or something. I really like intros, you know, especially if you can save it, the clip, you know, because a lot of editing software you can save clips, and I can put different clips in. Like have some people say, Gerflungus. It's time to begin. Gerflungus. Oh, here we go. Let's see what this says. Okay. I'll have to look into that. It'll make it that much more interesting. Because a lot of people, they log on after I've begun. So it's like whenever they log on, that's what they're seeing. But when they play it back, they'll be able to get, you know, if they want to see the beginning of what they were just watching, that might be nice. Because in the morning, or right when I begin, like I could use a fart gun or something like that, just for laughs, just for giggles. So we got, yeah. I'm looking forward to when I can split the screen, you know, because I'm pretty sure you can have another YouTuber join you when you're having a when you're doing a live stream. You could have another YouTuber join you. That'd be kind of cool. I was pretty curious to see how that would look. Make it look like the Brady Bunch. Oh yeah, I'll have to see how I can verify. I'm not sure because right now I have my PayPal, you know, the link to my PayPal account so people can donate that way. And I guess it's easier for the live stream. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look because I'm kind of playing around trying to figure out stuff and find things out. Because sometimes I find out things on accident. You know, like how to start my live stream if I pre-schedule. And that's what I've been doing lately. That's what I did for this live stream. I pre-scheduled, and then I was able to just hit a go live button, and then it started. Because oh, how to verify? Okay, it's like a tutorial. Okay. Once I get verified, I'll have so many other perks. That would be nice to have a donate because people could donate while they're watching. They won't have to go into the not comments, the description, because in the description is where I have my donation link. It's a pretty link too. Once you hit that link, it takes you right to the page. And it says thank you and God bless. All right. Well, good. Keep up the good work in college. We'll have to talk when you graduate on your after your graduation day. That must be a real something to make you feel real good when you graduate college. Then you can go on to your career. You'll have your diploma to show. Oh, you already studied. Okay. It's good to get that out of the way. I remember that in school. The first thing I wanted to do was get my homework done, especially on a Friday. It's pretty sadistic when your teacher gives you homework on Friday. You know, hello, good day. So you're just now joining us. I'm seeing some new people here. I'm seeing some new folks. I know. It's like I think I remember you, Casey Henderson. You know what? You're fairly new, so it might take a few times before I recognize you right away. Because some of the icons look alike. You know, because there's a guy from Denmark that and another one, I think she's from France. Her name was like, she goes by Coco. And I think she's from France. She's always asking me if I speak, to say things in French. The last time I didn't know what I was saying completely. And she cautioned me not to say what I was saying. What's happening? Well, we're just chatting. We're just trying to pass the time away. I'm outside here, trying not to get too loud because I have some people right next door to me. I don't think it's time for them to come home from work yet, so I think I'm in the clear. I usually just I don't want to disclose. Okay, I just got back. Oh, cool. Well, welcome here. Welcome to us. We have a lot of students here. We've got Arthur. We've got his friend. I'm trying to learn his name or his handle. Yeah, they're college students. Are you in college right now? A lot of people are either in college or high school. So it's always nice to, because I've already been through it, so maybe I can give some advice, you know, or at least some encouraging words. So you're in the 8th grade, okay. Eighth grade. So you're like a sophomore. What? Yeah, eighth grade. So there's freshman, sophomore, junior. So I've been through all of it. I never had to deal with many bullies, so that seems to be a big deal now. Is that ninth grade? Yeah, yeah. Right in the middle, because you got to go through your grammar school, and then you got to become a freshman, and then you're a sophomore. In Canada, you say like grade 4, grade 5. Oh, you're in the third grade. Wow, you're a youngster. So you're one of the little ones. So we gotta work, take you under our wing, be a good influence on you. Third grade. Wow. That makes you like 13 years old. Third. So me too. Never really got bullied. You know, that's a blessing. If you can just go to school and not have anybody messing with you. It seems like the people who are bullied, you're actually not Casey. Okay. You're actually not Casey. Is that like Alice isn't Alice? I'm someone else using her phone. Okay. So everything is better after it got worse. Yeah. That's what we can always look forward to. You know, they say it doesn't rain every day. Third grade. Oh, okay. 9 to 10 years old, not 13. Okay. I'm getting more familiar with this. It's been a while since I've been in school. I used to have nightmares that I was still in school. Nightmares. It's like, I graduated. I shouldn't be in school. So now we've got 4 likes. We got 2 people. Some people had to leave because they had studying to do. They had studying, and they were looking after siblings. So I got a mixed bag of different age groups. So you're talking to each other now. 13th in the grade. No. Oh, here's another person. We got more people. 13 at the 17th. 17th. 17th grade. 7th. Oh, 7th grade. Okay. So we have a lot of different age groups here. 7th grade. 13 and 7th grade. Okay. So that's after all your teeth have grown back? I remember when my teeth were falling out. Yeah. So there we go. We're gauging in. Everybody's chiming in on their ages and what grade they're in. Because mine was the 12th grade. I graduated the 12th grade, or grade 12, as they say in Canada. So I got 5. I got 5 likes. So everyone is having a great time. The midget army. I feel okay. So many midgets there. I feel like a middle school years. College is hell. Yeah. Sometimes I long for the times when I was young, because I didn't have to worry about adult things. Adulting can be pretty rough, especially when you feel like you're just hung out there to dry. You got to wait for stuff to come in the mail. Hopefully you feel good to go to work. Seems like work was kind of easy. It was easier than school because there was no homework. One thing I dreaded and loathed was homework. Look at the likes. That's right. We're up there at 6 likes. We'll have people pop in and out. Wow, we're an hour and 15 minutes into the show. We're going for a personal best. I usually stop at 5 o'clock. It's almost 5 o'clock. I got like 10 more minutes to go. So are you all subscribers? Or are you just popping in for the time being? I got 7 likes. I feel like a monkey with a bag of peanuts. She's not Casey, she's using her phone. I'm also using my phone. I subscribed because Arthur said you look like my dad. Okay. I remember you were saying that a couple of days ago. I subscribed because you look like my dad. Everybody dance. Yeah! Yeah, baby, yeah! 'Almost feels like I'm running track. It feels like I'm running when I play. So we're down to 2 people, it looks like. $500! No! Well, that's good to know. I'm glad you guys can see that stuff. I have to, yeah. I'm constantly checking to see how many subscribers I have. So I'm halfway there. One day I will reach that 1,000 subscribers. And then I won't have to count after that. Everything else is just extra. I have 477 subscribers. Cool. Thank you for subscribing. Okay. Technically speaking, hello. Hello and welcome. The lady across the street, her dog got out. She's yelling. You can hear her? The doggy got out. It's a little dog. Looks like the dog in the mask. She sounds like she's cheering. What is that skeleton you put on the live stream starting soon? Yeah, it was, there's a pub. Actually, it's a wine, and they put a skeleton up there. It's no longer there. How's it doing? What? Hey, Ed? Yes? There's a huge skeleton there now. I might take a picture of that. There's a really big skeleton that they had. For some reason, that's their mascot. There's 2 places that I know of that have a skeleton as their mascot. One of them is like it's a winery. I guess it's a place where people go to drink wine. It might be a pub or a bar. And there's another place called the Tin Bucket that has Mr. Bones as their mascot. That's I sometimes put Mr. Bones is in my logo. If you look at my my channel, that skull you see there, that's Mr. Bones from the Tin Bucket. The Tin Bucket. It's in downtown Dallas, Georgia, and they always decorate. I know, never trust, especially when somebody can throw you out, pick you up by your shirt and your shoes or something like that. They just toss you out. He sounds like he could be the, what's that called? The bouncer. Hello. You've said hello already, haven't you? Are you taking over the phone now? Somebody else was borrowing your phone? It's starting to get dark out here. I got 5 more minutes, folks. And then I'll be doing this tomorrow. 5 more minutes. Oh, hello there, my friend from Denmark. I think there's 2 people. I recognize a couple of people here from Denmark. Just east of Sweden, but north of Germany. That's where Denmark is. I'm learning my geography now. They didn't teach us much geography. What time is it over there? Here it's almost 5 o'clock. It's almost 5 o'clock. 1700. Yeah, it's almost time for supper. Oh, 11 o'clock. Wow. I would definitely be asleep or almost asleep. But I guess the more fun your life is, I remember when my life was fun, I would stay up at least until 11 o'clock. Now it's almost fun. I'm getting there. I'm battling for fun. So once I win the fun, oh, 1 p.m.? Wow. So 1 p.m., yeah. So you're a few hours behind us. Yeah. That's probably California time, too. California knows how to party in the city. Oh, from the West Coast. I used to be from the West Coast. I was on Pacific Standard Time. I remember calling popcorn. A long time ago, there was you just you dial in popcorn, and it would tell you the time. Now everybody stopped using that. Yes, he did. Yep. There's a video too. It looks like the Road Warrior. If you watch the video, California knows how to party in the city. California, where you at? That's an old song. I think that was in the 90s. Oh yeah, Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur. Yeah, Biggie Small, Tupac. For now, okay, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming by. It is nearly 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is is the cutoff time, so I can start cooking dinner before the sun goes down. So I guess tomorrow at 4 o'clock, or maybe 3:30. I think around 3:30 I can start this. And we can do this damn thing. Oh yeah, Kurt Cobain. Here we are now, entertain us. That was a pretty popular song. Back when Steve Grohl was part of Nirvana. Kurt Cobain. They played that video a lot back in the 90s. Here we are now, entertain us. And then Weird Al made a parody. Weird Al made a lot of parodies. They call it the Weird Al bump. Whenever Weird Al would make a parody, their albums would sell more. Daniel Radcliffe played Weird Al in the Weird Al movie. Jack Black is in there. He plays Wolfman Jack. And Dr. Demento is played by that guy in The Office. A lot of stars were in that movie. That movie about Weird Al Yankovic. He goes back a long time. Yeah, 2000. That was back when the Y2K. Everybody was afraid of the Y2K bug. The 90s were pretty fun. Everybody dressed real weird, though. It was back when goth and punk rock were kind of... I remember the early 90s, it was hippies. Everybody wanted to dress like a hippie. And then later on, it was like goth and punk rock. And back when Clarissa Explains It All. You're back? All right. I will have to wrap this up. I will see you all tomorrow if you're available tomorrow. I'll keep making shorts to keep you all entertainment. Oh, yeah? Your grandfather was a hippie. Hippies are pretty inventive. Yes? Someone said yes? Or somebody said Ed? No. I've got to go. I need to go now. Because I need some food in my tummy. So I'll see you all tomorrow. And you have a blessed night. For those of you who it's already 12 o'clock, see ya. You also, you have a great day. My friends from Denmark, see ya. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, it's 4 p.m., 4:01 p.m. Goodbye. I will hit the button. Hit the button now. There we go. Pa-pow.